Hello everyone. Welcome to this session on chemistry. Today, we are diving into a fascinating and fundamental topic, oxidation in aldehydes and ketones. This concept is crucial for your advanced preparation as it forms the basis of many organic reactions and synthesis pathways. We'll explore this topic across 4 levels: easy, medium, hard, and hardest, building your understanding step by step. Get ready to uncover the secrets of how these important organic compounds transform. Let's kick things off with the basics of oxidation for aldehydes and ketones. What makes them react differently? Oxidation, in simple terms for organic compounds, often means gaining oxygen or losing hydrogen. When we talk about aldehydes, they typically get converted into carboxylic acids. Imagine adding an oxygen atom right next to that carbon. Ketones, on the other hand, are a bit more stubborn. They don't easily give up their structure to mild oxidation, primarily because of their unique atomic arrangement. This fundamental difference is key to understanding their reactivity. The reason for this difference lies in their structure. Aldehydes have a special hydrogen atom attached to their carbonyl carbon, which we call the aldehydic hydrogen. This hydrogen is quite eager to leave, making aldehydes very easy to oxidize. Ketones, however, lack this special hydrogen. Instead, they have two alkyl or aryl groups on either side of the carbonyl carbon, making them resistant to gentle oxidation. This is why we use specific mild reagents like toluenes and phenylanes, which selectively oxidize aldehydes, even serving as a test to distinguish them from ketones. Remember the silver mirror test for aldehydes. Now, it's your turn to apply what you've learned. Here are 3 practice questions to test your understanding of the easy concepts we just covered. Take a moment to read them carefully and think about the reactions involved. Good luck! Alright, let's move up a notch to the medium level. We'll delve deeper into stronger oxidants and the intriguing behavior of ketones. Beyond the mild reagents, there are strong oxidizing agents like acidified potassium permanganate or dichromate and concentrated nitric acid. These are powerful tools in a chemist's arsenal. Unlike the mild agents that are selective for aldehydes, these strong oxidants can tackle both aldehydes and ketones. But beware, they come with a catch. For ketones, these strong conditions often lead to a dramatic transformation, involving the breaking of carbon-carbon bonds, which is a much more vigorous process. The oxidation of ketones is quite distinct. Since they don't have that easy-to-remove aldehydic hydrogen, strong conditions are needed. This results in the cleavage of carbon-carbon bonds right next to the carbonyl group. What's left are carboxylic acids, but with fewer carbon atoms than the original ketone. And here's where Popoff's rule comes in, guiding us on how unsymmetrical ketones break apart. It states that the carbonyl group prefers to stay with the smaller alkyl group during this cleavage, predicting the products. So, to summarize, aldehydes, whether with mild or strong agents, give you carboxylic acids with the same number of carbon atoms. Ketones, on the other hand, only react with strong agents under vigorous conditions, yielding a mixture of carboxylic acids, each with a shorter carbon chain, and following Popoff's rule for unsymmetrical cases. The simplified mechanism involves the easy abstraction of the aldehydic hydrogen for aldehydes, often through a hydrate intermediate, while ketones typically go through an enol form before their carbon-carbon bonds are broken. Time to challenge your understanding at the medium level. Here are 5 practice questions that require a bit more thought and application of Popoff's rule and the behavior of strong oxidants. Pause the video, try to solve them, and then check your answers. Ready for the hard level? We are going to explore detailed mechanisms and more specialized oxidation reactions. The oxidation of aldehydes isn't just a simple hydrogen removal. It often involves forming a gemdiol or hydrate intermediate. This hydrate then makes the carbon atom sp3 hybridase, allowing that aldehydic hydrogen to be more easily abstracted. Think of it as a temporary detour that makes the oxidation process smoother. For ketones, we encounter fascinating reactions like the Baeyer-Villiger oxidation, where a peroxy acid inserts an oxygen atom, converting a ketone into an ester. This reaction has a specific migratory aptitude, meaning one group prefers to migrate over another, leading to specific products. Let's compare the oxidizing agents and their specific roles. Toluenes and phthalate are like precision tools, only targeting aldehydes. Jones reagent is a bit stronger, converting alcohols and aldehydes. But then we have the heavy hitters like KMNO4 and concentrated HNO3, which are powerful enough to break carbon-carbon bonds in ketones. Understanding this spectrum of reagents and their selectivity is crucial for designing synthetic routes and predicting reaction outcomes in complex molecules. Each agent has its unique application. These oxidation reactions are not just theoretical, they are fundamental tools in organic synthesis. Need a carboxylic acid? Oxidize an aldehyde. Want to make a lactone from a cyclic ketone? Baeyer-Villiger is your friend. The haloform reaction is another clever oxidative cleavage, specifically for methyl ketones, allowing us to remove a methyl group and replace it with a carboxylate. These transformations are the building blocks for creating more complex molecules and are essential skills for any aspiring chemist. Now, let's test your deeper understanding with these 7 challenging questions. They will require you to think about mechanisms, apply specific reaction conditions, and predict products for more complex scenarios. Take your time, analyze each problem, and try to connect it with the concepts we've discussed. You can do it. Welcome to the hardest level. Here, we'll dive into the most intricate details, competitive depth, and real-world engineering insights of oxidation reactions. Let's revisit Baeyer-Villiger oxidation with its full mechanistic glory. It's not just a simple insertion, it's a beautifully orchestrated rearrangement involving a Crigi intermediate. The peroxy acid adds to the carbonyl, forming a tetrahedral intermediate. Then, simultaneously, an alkyl or aryl group migrates to the electron-deficient oxygen, and a carboxylate leaves. This migratory aptitude is not random, it follows a specific order. Tertiary alkyl groups migrate more readily than secondary, then phenyl, primary, and finally methyl. This principle is key to controlling regoselectivity, especially in unsymmetrical ketones, ensuring we get the desired ester product. The oxidative cleavage of cyclic ketones is a cornerstone of industrial chemistry. Take cyclohexanone, for example. Under strong oxidative conditions, like with concentrated nitric acid, its ring opens up, yielding adipic acid, a vital precursor for nylon 6,6 production. This isn't just a lab curiosity, it's a multi-billion-dollar process. The mechanism involves complex intermediates and precise control of reaction conditions. Beyond this, understanding stereochemical implications is crucial. In Baeyer-Villiger, if your migrating group is chiral, its configuration is usually retained. This allows us to make chiral esters and lactones, preserving valuable stereochemistry in synthesis. When dealing with complex molecules, selectivity is everything. Imagine a molecule with multiple functional groups. You don't want to oxidize everything. That's where chemo, regio, and stereoselective oxidations come in. Reagents like PCC and PDC are designed to be mild, stopping at the aldehyde stage when oxidizing primary alcohols, preventing overoxidation to carboxylic acids. Other specialized reagents, like periodate or lead tetracetate, target specific arrangements like vicinal diols or alpha-hydroxy ketones. The precise choice of oxidant and conditions is a chemist's art, allowing for surgical transformations in multifunctional compounds. This level of control is what separates basic reactions from advanced synthesis strategies. Oxidation reactions aren't just academic exercises, they drive massive industrial processes. The production of adipic acid for nylon, or caprolactam for nylon 6, relies heavily on controlled oxidation. But there's a growing awareness of environmental impact. Traditional oxidants often involve heavy metals, leading to hazardous waste. This has spurred the development of green chemistry approaches, using molecular oxygen or hydrogen peroxide as cleaner oxidants, often with innovative transition metal catalysts. Finally, from a retrosynthetic perspective, oxidation reactions are powerful disconnections. If you're trying to synthesize a complex molecule, recognizing that a carboxylic acid could come from an aldehyde via oxidation simplifies your synthetic pathway, making you a more efficient and strategic chemist. You've reached the pinnacle of understanding. Here are the first 5 questions for the hardest level. These problems will test your comprehensive knowledge, requiring you to integrate mechanisms, selectivity, and applications. Think critically, apply all the concepts we've discussed, and push your problem-solving skills to their limits. Give them your best shot. And here are the remaining 5 questions to complete your journey through the hardest level. These are designed to challenge even the most prepared students, covering advanced concepts and requiring deep analytical thinking. Work through them diligently, and remember, every correct answer here is a testament to your mastery of the topic. You're almost there. Congratulations on completing this in-depth journey through the oxidation of aldehydes and ketones. From basic definitions to advanced mechanisms and industrial applications, you've covered it all. To continue your learning and explore more such topics for G Advanced, visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more high-quality educational content. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep pushing your boundaries. See you in the next session.